Now that we've looked at the causes of homelessness, we also want to look at the effects of homelessness. And we're going to particularly zone in on the effects on students, since that's the population that we're working with. So one effect that homelessness can have on students and their education is that they may not have an adequate place to study. So there was a study done in 2015 where 818 families who were homeless at the time were surveyed, and the parents reported that a stable housing situation would actually allow their children privacy and the opportunity to focus on their studies. So it's not that, the children weren't able to do the work that they were given at school, and so that they didn't have, a good place to be focusing and studying. And 57% of those parents reported that their child didn't have an adequate study area at the time that they were homeless. So that's like a lot of students who have a lot of potential who are not able to tap into that potential because they simply don't have, the space to be doing the work that they need to be doing for school. Another problem that students who are homeless face is drops in attendance. They may be moving around a lot. They may not have a fixed place to stay. There may be a lot of reasons why they can't attend school. So nearly 33% of homeless children missed more than 6 days of school last year, and 17% missed more than 10 days of school. And that's often due to the circumstances that they're living in. Another issue that homeless students face is drops in their school performance due to a lot of these other things, external factors that they're facing. So 24% of families report that their children's grades had gone down since losing housing, probably due to a lot of these other things like loss in attendance, loss in an adequate study area. So that's an issue that they face. Children's behavior is also really interrupted by facing homelessness. So actually in this survey, more than 30 families report that at least one of their children had been penalized for disruptive behavior issues in the classroom. And a lot of those behavior issues come from the trauma that the child is facing that they aren't able to receive help with, or they don't receive support in their life for that. So they may be acting out because of that. And then 34% of children who were homeless at the time had been described as withdrawn in school. So children can tend to withdraw from building relationships in school because they may be ashamed or embarrassed by the situation. Another issue that students face is transportation is a huge issue. So getting to and from school can be really difficult for families facing homelessness. So about 27% of students who were homeless in this survey spent 30 minutes to an hour commuting to school. So that's quite a bit of time commuting to and from school, which is really stressful and taxing on a child. And 40% of them surveyed also reported not having enough money for public transportation. So it costs money to get from place to place. If you don't have that, you may not be able to get your child to school. And nearly 70% of those families surveyed reported that they had some kind of transportation challenge in terms of getting their children to school. So these are a lot of the issues that the students that you will work with in our program may be facing, and you need to be aware that these issues come from the circumstances that they are currently living in.